Derby ends with a new result this season for Dundee United. Them pumping someone else.
It was a good win, just not for Jim Goodwin.
No, he was in the stands beside the chairman. This must have been fucking awkward.
Must have been a bad loss then, not instead of a good win. Jim Bad Loss, that's his new name from now on.
That's fucking pish.
It's a pisher than the Aberdeen performance.
That's birthday card pish. There's no card. That was horrendous, man.
Apologies, I apologise. But yeah, I would have hated to have been Jim Goodwin in this moment, sitting beside Dave Cormack and watching your team get absolutely fucking slaughtered while you're up in the stands not being able to do a fucking thing because you're facing an 8-match ban. I mean, how bad must this have felt?
Yeah, and then, Mafowski's been on fire. Tap in. What's the situation down there?
It's alright.
Is the pitch wet? No, the pitch is fine. But Mafowski should tap this in the back of the net and it just goes under his heel. And it's like, what are you doing? I mean, if this goes in, they do not compete 4-0.
I mean, I think I made a couple of comments saying this guy's up there with Cholak, but I think Cholak would have finished this. So.
Cholak. The Croatian machine. Who gives a fuck about Cholak? Because it's Assis Behich, man. Making it 1-0. Aberdeen are made to pay for that earlier mistake. And and then guess what? Tony Watt with a finish that he would have been proud of against Barcelona 10 years ago. This to make it 2, man.
I mean, this is the kind of finish that AI hits every single time in FIFA. Top bins, can he save it?
Doesn't matter what goalie or who you're facing.
10 goalies in the nets, man. Fucking, you ain't saving this.
I mean, top right, top bins, and at 2 point,
you could have had your goalpost on wheels. And
now, if you bet Aberdeen in this game, you'd have been raised at this point.
Imagine that, yeah. Well, who would have been dumb as fuck enough to put £100
You've won your bet. See, every time you bet Aberdeen and you end up listening to Red TV, it's a fucking L.
It is, aye.
It's a
£200 against Motherwell, 3-0 down at half time. £100 against Dundee United, fucking 2-0 down at half time, goes on to lose 4-0.
Right, now let's talk about the penalty incident.
Every time I stick 3 figures on Aberdeen, the last 2 times I've done it, aggregate scoreline,
it's like 99.99.
What?
99.99, that's only 2 to fight.
So next game, I'm putting £99 and 99 pence on Aberdeen to win. Unless they're against like Rangers or Celtic.
The penalty. This was never a penalty.
No, it's not a penalty.
I don't know what the ref's thinking.
Well, I know what he's thinking. He's thinking I'm a useless, incompetent fuck, and I'm going to give this penalty because I don't know what I'm doing. Even though, I mean, Aberdeen had a penalty claim like wiped away a couple minutes before this, and it was a lot. I mean, at least it was a handball. At least they were onto something. I mean,
in this one, the guy's like kind of put his body in front of the.
But the defending
Ross
from
McCrory.
The defending from McCrory was shocking.
No, the guy's put his body into McCrory.
He puts the ball one way and runs around the other way.
Yeah,
did McCrory turn slower than a bus here or what?
Within the space of 9 minutes, McCrory fucking. I mean,
I'm sorry. See, unless it's like Messi that does that to you, you can't help but look shit.
No, but it's like, McCrory. I mean, you know what? We can bury McCrory for the defending, but it's never a penalty.
No, it's not a penalty. Like, but the fact that McCrory even found himself in that situation.
Jamie McGrath steps up 3-0.
Aberdeen target. Well, he was on target here for the penalty spot. Made it 3-0. And then McCrory, as if he wasn't having a bad enough game, fucking put it in the back of his own net. But can you really blame McCrory here? Or was it the goalie? I don't know. I mean, Dundee United, we've been speaking about how they don't have a good goalie between them, but I mean, Aberdeen here, I don't know, their goalie looked a bit shaky. Ruse has come in, he's replaced Lewis, who has looked shaky over the past couple of seasons, and I don't know, the whole Aberdeen team looks shaky. They've been scoring a shitload of goals this season. Before this week, they'd actually scored more goals than both Old Firm teams. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I did not know.
Yeah, the top highest.
Especially Celtic, didn't you, that scored Celtic.
Well, there you go.
Here's an insane stat, though. Well, not in stat, but is this worse than Juranovic's against Motherwell, the own goal?
I didn't see that one, so.
Well, it's similar.
This one's be further out, though, so you don't. We
didn't see the other one, do you know?
Because they said it in commentary. But you would think the further it is out from goal, the less chance you've got of scoring an own goal.
It just reminded me, remember that blind guy went to the Arsenal games? He was on IFTV.
I remember him, aye.
And he's like, it wasn't a free kick. I says so, mate.
I mean, he could listen to our feds and we could be like, fuck Aberdeen. Aberdeen won. Hard-fought victory for Aberdeen, 2-1 the night, and he thinks, Aberdeen's moved 3 points up the table.
Someone could pretend to buy him tickets. Basically, pretend to just get him on the wee treadmill. Pretend he's walking to the Emirates. Blow a bit of breeze on him.
Why don't we find him, right? pretend we're taking him to a game, but instead we throw him at the Livy deal, the Armadale Stadium.
Aye.
In Livy, and then we can at least that's one seat taken up.
No, it's I'm sitting there. Doesn't know where he is. Why are these seats yellow?
Aye, but he's got the radio plugged in. You just plug him up to Arsenal Fan TV.
Aye.
He thinks he's at the Arsenal game.
But Dundee United are back. Are they?
They are.
Talking about Livy again. I've spent 10 minutes talking about their pish empty ground. I'm not spending it anymore.
Look, we say Dundee United are back. They obviously down tools to get Jack Ross sacked. It's as simple as that. Anyone that claims players don't do that, I don't give a shit, right? There was no reason they were so bad over that period, right? I'm not saying they've been great since Jack Ross left, but they went from getting embarrassed every single game to actually, only losing the Rangers 2-1. Then they've picked up some draws and they've humped Aberdeen, who's been scoring a shitload of goals.
And they were in the cup.
Yeah, so I mean, let's be real, right? The results have improved. Same for Motherwell when they had Graham Alexander, and I get it, right? A new manager can come in and change the tactics, and a manager's key and all that stuff, but the players have to take some responsibility. I don't care if Graham Alexander was managing fucking Motherwell, or whether it was Neil Alexander, or whether it was fucking Bruce Alexander, or I don't know.
Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the fucking telephone.
He could have came back for the dead and managed Motherwell. They should be beating Sligo Rovers regardless, right? It doesn't matter.
That blind guy for Arsenal Fan TV could manage them face fucking liver and face satellite, not knowing what's going on. It's the Rock.
You can blame Graham Alexander at Motherwell. You can blame Jack Ross at Dundee United, but I think the players have to take a lot of responsibility here.
You're right, but
it's not Jack Ross didn't concede 24 goals in 4 games. Was it 4 games?
Well, his team did. But is Jim Goodwin at risk of getting sacked?
A lot of people are saying that. I don't see it. It's very early days. There has been impressive wins for Aberdeen. Although what I would say is the games, a couple of the games where they've won by big margins, they've had an extra man advantage against St Mirren and Livingston, and in both of those games, until Aberdeen got the man advantage. Yes, I've watched a shitload of football this season, guys. I think I probably missed about 3 games this season, so I do know what I'm talking about. But both of those games, Aberdeen beat Livy 5-1 and they beat St Mirren 4-1. But in both of those, or was it Aberdeen beat Livy 5-0? Maybe 5-0, can't remember. Anyway, the point I'm making, both of those games, up until the sending offs, Aberdeen were actually the inferior team. Yeah. So while Aberdeen have got some big wins and, they've been scoring goals, it could be a little misleading. So we'll see. But, I mean, even when Aberdeen took on Hibs, I thought it was even, and Aberdeen got a man sent off. So I think it's hard to judge Aberdeen, right? I mean, it's a fair enough, right? And a 10-game sample or whatever, but I'll wait. I think Jim Goodwin will do all right. I staged 4th at the start of the season. I'm going to stick by that. I think he'll still get 4th, but I don't think he can look at the opening 10 games and make come to like a solid conclusion just due to the fact that like a lot of things have decided these games. A lot of things have a lot of the scorelines have been misleading. Did Aberdeen really lose 3-1 to Hibs on merit, or was it because they had a man sent off? And
cheating, blatant fucking cheating.
Did Aberdeen really beat Livingston 5-1 and St Mirren 4-1, or was it because they had a man advantage? We'll see. We'll see come the end of the season.
That's it. Because the Aberdeen are coming back. Jim Goodwin's going to sit on the chairman's lap like he did during this game. And what would you say? Bad loss?
Aye, Jim, bad loss.
Alright, let's end this bad video. Closing thoughts.
I think Jim Badlaw should go in the title of this video.
No, it's Jim Goodwin out, mate. Goodwin out. Got a problem with that? Next up, Hearts Kelly. Make sure you check out that review. And till next time. That's Fog Fitba. Celtic Career Mode.
Jim Wingood.
Right. That's plenty.